Welcome back, you guys. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Line CV, and today I'm bringing back another News Daily video. Now, before I get into anything, I just want to say quickly, with how crazy times are today, we have to be more aware in regards to our hygiene. We have to be more aware to the people around us as well. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. Try to be consciously aware to not touch your lips, your eyes, your face. Wash your hands non-stop. When you keep yourself clean, you got to think about the other people as well. And I feel like we all have to share this collective responsibility as a people to really just do our part right now. So I hope that everyone can do their best, stay vigilant, stay hygienic, all that type of stuff. In today's video, I'm going to focus on only two stories for the day. I saw the Griezmann reports. There was nonsense. It wasn't worth talking about, and I'm not here for clickbait. So the two stories I'm focusing on are on Ben Chilwell and the reports that came out today, Declan Rice. So to start with things, I'm going to talk about Ben, and to end with things, I'll be talking about Declan Rice. So stay tuned, you guys. If you like today's video, smash that like button, help me get over 1,500 likes. And of course, today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball app. Download the app. You're at home, you're doing nothing, you're self-isolating. If you can't download the app at this point in time, you're never going to get it. And if you don't, you'll be missing out. It's a great time to explore and experiment. Download the app. You'll find it below in the description. And without wasting no more time, we start with Ben Chilwell and what the latest reports are surrounding the player. Now, this story's come from goal.com, from Nizar Kinzela, and they're talking about how we're battling to sign Ben Chilwell, and that's due to the transfer fee that Leicester City want. So anyway, let's read the article. As it states, the England international is interested in a move to West London, but Leicester are likely to be tough negotiators in the months to come. Now, this does come as no surprise because Leicester City have had a reputation in the Premier League for being very difficult to negotiate with, very difficult to work with, and obviously with a prize asset like that, for a club that are trying to become a top 4 team, that want to play in Europe consistently, they aren't going to let a player like Ben leave for nothing. It's not going to be easy. He is going to cost a lot of money. However, the report does actually state that Ben is interested. I've been saying this for a long time. A lot of English players want to sign for us. A lot of English players want to play for us as well. It's a unique thing happening with this club right now. There's possibilities to play due to positions being open, and there's a new feel around the club that we are entering a new generation and a new team. So this comes to no surprise, you guys. But anyway, let's continue down the article. Let's see what else the article states. Goal.com state that Ben will command a similar amount to what Harry Maguire left for. Now, if you're asking me immediately, is Maguire worth the money that United bought him for? Was he really worth around 75 million? I don't think so, you guys. I think Maguire is a decent defender, but no way is he touching top 10. And for a price tag like that, I feel like it does bring certain guarantees. Well, it needs to bring certain guarantees. And is Ben that guy where if he was signed for 70 million, is he going to have that confidence to play for us week in, week out? Who knows? Maybe I'm seeing things the wrong way. Maybe Ben's thinking, for me to leave Leicester City, I can't maybe play to my best. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that's being stupid and just thinking of like crazy things as usual. But that's the only possibility in which I can see Ben justifying the level of performance that's come this season. Now, he's still very young. We can't forget that. He's only 23 years old. So he hasn't reached his peak. He has about a few more years ahead of him until he gets to that level. And of course, you're thinking, if he was to sign for us where we have Lampard, our amazing coaching staff, our amazing training ground as well at Cobham, then you'd think that, okay, Ben would have a much better opportunity to be able to reach the next level and reach new heights. So from that perspective, if that is your argument, I agree, I understand. However, when you analyze his performances, when you see how he plays, for me, I don't like that when it comes to the big games, I'm not seeing him have any standout games. Now, that's not me suggesting that he needs to have a man of the match game, of course not. I just want to know that when he's playing against bigger teams, I want to know that he feels that he can compete against them. Too much at times, I feel like he can get overly done. Of course, at times the tactics he's working in doesn't help, but you see the mistakes with his positioning. Quite a lot, maybe his positioning should be a lot better if you're asking me. His tackling, decision making, all these different factors. The reality is he could cost, 70 million pounds to sign. This is a lot of money. It will take up a big part of the budget as well. Is he the right player to sign for that price when there's available options around in your Alex Telles's and lots of other left backs on the market? What justifies that price tag for Ben? Other than the fact that he's English, and of course it would be easier for him to acclimatise, and of course he knows the teammates already. It really does get you thinking a lot, you guys, and I want to pose this question to you. Do you think the club would make the right decision to sign Ben? You know, I'm not saying that I know the player completely, of course not. You know, I've watched a lot of games this season, of course. These are my observations, but I know that I'm not right about everything. I could have lots of things completely wrong, and maybe Ben is the best signing to make at this point in time. I'll leave that question for you guys, comment below. And now we move on to the second story for the day, and I want to talk about these Declan Rice reports. Now, these came out earlier this afternoon. It came out from Sky Sports, so in that sense, it kind of tells you everything that you need to know. And when it comes to Sky Sports these days, you guys, they're not the same outlet that's breaking news stories, that's finding these new reports to release. Most times, all they're doing is going on Twitter. And I'll give you guys an example, yeah. The times when we were trying to sign players in Conte's second season in that summer, what was the report again? It was like, we were looking at the flight path of a player we thought we were going to sign, and that came from Chelsea Twitter. I was fortunate enough to be in contact with the accounts to actually set it up themselves. And once they did that, Jim White from Sky Sports actually contacted them, and it became a Sky Sports news report. And obviously the funny thing is, once he got the story, you know, he completely blocked and just unfollowed that account. So it really just sums up just how cynical that industry is. So that's basically the story of Sky Sports and their current level of reporting. However, they are talking about Declan Rice, and he is a player that I guess I can finally say, he's a player that wants to sign for us. He wants to play for us. I've heard this for the past few months, a long time back. And this is why I've been saying to you guys, a lot of English players want to play for us. Now with Declan Rice, it should come to no surprise why he does. I mean, he has friends at this club because he used to be part of the academy before he left us as a 14-year-old, and he still has that Chelsea DNA inside him. You know, that's why at West Ham he can play as a centre-back, he can play as a midfield player, playing in that 6th position. And credit to the player, every single season he's showing signs of growth and improvement. And he has become a very interesting option to have because, of course, you guys, our main weakness as a system, as a team, is that we don't have the perfect unit in midfield. You know, Jorginho, even though he's an amazing player, great player, he doesn't suit playing an expansive game. And I think because of that, we need to go on the market for a new 6 that has the legs and the capacity to cover distances. And this is what Declan Rice can do. You know, Declan Rice is very good with his defensive awareness. He's very good at finding the right positions, and he's a bit of an all-rounder. And I like that about him because, for me, he's a bit of a moldable player. Over time, with the right coaching, the right tactics, he's the type of guy that can become any player he wants. And I'd like to see him develop more and more in his role. And if you're asking me, you guys, I've seen enough in this game to think that, okay, if the club decided to ignore signing Samari and ignore signing other midfield targets, I think Declan Rice would be a decent signing because I really believe that he has something in him where he can grow, he will work hard, and I think being in this environment where he has better players around him in a better style of football, the coaching, etc., etc., this could be like the perfect opportunity to grow. And obviously, you guys, imagine, you know, Declan Rice, Mason Mount, we all know they're boys, they're very close, they're good friends. Those two working together, the squad dynamics, I feel like they could improve even more. You know, that spirit could get even stronger. And as a fan base, we know exactly what Chelsea spirit can do. You know, times back in the day when we used to sack managers for fun, when we had your Drogbas, your Lampards, your Terrys, you know, these guys would basically self-manage the team. It didn't matter what manager left, the team did not fail. They still kept going down that track. They still kept on that grind. They still kept moving. And this is like the power of what Chelsea spirit can bring. So in that aspect, I think Declan Rice would be a very positive aspect for the squads. I'm sure a lot of you aren't fully sold on Declan Rice. Now, with me speaking about the player in praise, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want him to be our #1 target. I've made my position very clear quite a lot of times. I feel like with how the club is right now, with our new management and the football we play, it's opened us up to even more players that normally we can't look at because we play negative football. So this is the major positive, and when you've opened yourself up to more possibilities, that means that there's going to be a lot more good players that you're linked with. And with most of these good players, I mean, come on. I mean, most of them could play for us. That's the reality, you guys. So I think Declan Rice would be a very interesting signing at that. But for me, it's the finances, because he's young, he's English, West Ham as well. You know that if they were to sell him, they're going to command a ridiculous amount of money, maybe more than Chilwell, who knows? This is where things could maybe work in our favour, because I know a club like West Ham, they're looking at some of our players, you know, your Mitchells, your Ross Barkleys, etc, etc. And I know this is just me being completely hypothetical, but could we work a deal with West Ham where we offer players plus money to sign Declan Rice? Could that be a possibility? Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised by that. I know that West Ham have been looking at a few of our players over the years, so this could be like a natural thing to do. This could be the most logical way to approach this deal, because he would cost a ton of money, and I think if we were to pay the 70 up front, that is too much of a financial risk. If we can bring it down, pay it over the years, that could work more in our favour. There's real repercussions behind making this signing, because the first player that really just comes to mind is Ethan Ampadu. In that sense, Ethan and Declan Rice are very similar in the sense that, you know, they both started out as centre backs, they can play in midfield, you know, they have that aggressiveness, they read the play, they can pass the ball. Is there any point in signing Declan Rice and we already have Ethan Ampadu? I think that's a very valid question to have. Maybe there could be a future where, you know, both players can play in the team. Who knows? Maybe Ampadu needs more consistent game time, because his season at RB Leipzig has been out of his hands in that sense. I mean, you know, it's understandable. RB Leipzig are trying to win the league, and when that happens, managers become very strict with the teams they use. So if I was Ethan, I wouldn't take that personally. If you are signing Declan Rice, when is Ethan going to get the opportunity to play in the team? Who knows? Maybe we're seeing things the wrong way. Maybe Ampadu's future is only as a centre-back right now, because, you know, RB Leipzig, it's not as if he's playing in midfield for them. Most of the game time he's got has been as a defender, and it's been the same thing for us as well. The only manager to use Ampadu as a midfield player was Antonio Conte, and we understand the reasons behind that as well. So, you know, maybe we're not seeing things right. Maybe they both can coexist together. But if you're asking me, it kind of feels like we could just develop Ampadu, no? Maybe I'm seeing things wrong. Maybe Rice, because he has improved a lot every year he is. If you're asking me, he's showing signs where he could be a positive signing. I really think that, you guys. In the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. Would you like to see Declan Rice? Is he the type of profile midfield player we need? Maybe I'm going to have to go into more depth. I've got a lot of new ideas I've been working on, a lot of new things I've been thinking about, of course, naturally due to the pandemic we're in right now. You know, it's forced me to be more creative, and it's been kind of good because I've got more time now to focus on ideas and new things. So it's going to be really exciting on Blue Lions TV, you guys. It's going to be great. And on that point, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. Keep safe, you guys. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch nothing. And I'll see you guys later for some more videos.